Welcome to a little less stupid songs and stories to be dumb, less and smart, more. And today on a little less stupid, we're gonna be a little less stupid on what is therapy and do I need it? I was sitting in this waiting room with these very, very dull gray walls and these blue cushioned metal chairs that reminded me of my church as a kid. And I filled out this paperwork in this waiting room, asking me if I had medications I was taking, and I was taken back by the question, have you had suicidal thoughts in the past 90 days? And I started the question thinking about it for 5 seconds, and I slowly checked no. And I finished the paperwork and put it on the chair next to me, and some lady who I guessed was from a country in Asia called my name through one of the doors and said, Josh, and I raised my hand. And I kind of nervously grabbed my paperwork and went into this room for my first therapy session. And this lady said, hello, my name's Susan, and I said, my name's Josh, and we talked about weather and the drive and Seattle vibes that were happening in the summer as the sun goes on vacation for a month or two, or the clouds go on vacation for a month or two. And then she asked me, so why are you here? And I said, I'd like to not hate music, or I'd like to love music again. I used to love music and I don't love it now. And she clarified that as a therapist, she's not going to be like a chiropractor where she's going to just like crack my back and I'll be fixed. And she said, I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to tell you the things I notice based on you asking me the questions, and maybe I'll give you some tools. And I said, okay. And she said, tell me more about this anxiety with music. And I probably went on for about 20, 30 minutes, kind of like a sad kitty cat, about the problems I had with music and anxieties with singing and not seeing a lot of fruit from it, but putting tons of money and time into it. And this lady, Susan, asked, well, when have you not felt anxious about music? And I instantly just knew, without thinking, I said, oh, well, when I practice, I feel great about it. And a light bulb, kind of like the sunrise, hit me. And a light bulb went on in my brain, and I was like, oh, well, like a overweight person avoiding going to the gym, I've been avoiding practicing my instrument. And the therapist asked a couple more questions and then was like, hey, how do you feel? I was like, I feel great, at peace. And she's like, well, do you have any more things you want to work on? I was like, no, I just need to practice. And it's like, you don't have any childhood trauma or any daddy issues to work through? And I was like, no, great family. And as I left that therapy session, I knew that I needed to ask myself and others better questions, or at least more questions. And I just imagine if your houseplant is turning brown, it'd be kind of annoying if you said, hey, my houseplant's turning brown, and someone just said, oh, you need to water it, you need to check the soil, you need to do Miracle Grow, and they just told you all these things without knowing about your houseplant. But it'd be so nice if someone said, hey, how often have you been watering it? What's your plants? What kind of plant is it? And then just by asking those questions, you'll know the answer generally to that question. And I thought in my head of this melody, like a Maybe you could tell me why my house plant's brown. And there's just something so nice to someone who gives you the gift, and sometimes you can do it just by journaling, but it's helpful when somebody, kind of like a bird, notices you and notices the things you're saying and then asks questions about it. And sometimes when someone just asks questions, I know I'm guilty of, I just want to tell you what to do. But just asking the questions and letting somebody think about it. And then you know what you have to do. And I think the answer is usually inside you, but the question is kind of what unearths it. And so this song's about a brown houseplant in my mind that I had. And this song's called Houseplant. Maybe you could tell me why my houseplant's brown. Got ideas and no good answers, could you talk me down? Am I smart or just stupid? If we get talking, we'll get to it. Showed you the puzzle in my mind and you stick around. Found some pieces fit together, now I don't feel down. Am I right or just stupid? If we get talking, we'll get to it. All she did was ask me when, why, or how. Didn't tell me what to do, but I know now. Am I smart or just stupid? If we get talking, we'll get to it. Maybe you could tell me why my houseplant's brown. Maybe you could tell me why my houseplant's brown. Thank you for joining me on this journey to be a little less stupid. Please subscribe. Please leave 5 stars. It takes just a little bit, and if you haven't, it tells the algorithm, like, send it on to the people. And then if this, I love it so much if someone says, I thought of you. And I don't want you to say, hey, I thought of therapy, and I thought you'd need it. But if you just tell someone, hey, like, here's this new savory podcast. It's kind of like a barbecue chicken. I don't know what it's like. Whatever you think it's like, send it on to a friend and say, hey, like, you should check this out. I really like this podcast. And we'll see you next time on A Little Less Stupid.